Ladies and gents, this jigaboo of a man, a hypocrite of the highest order who clearly hates white people, has always been in support of the Bela Bill. He says the reason he wants to put the Bela Bill in place, or the reason it is in place, is because he wants to see a non-racial South Africa where no kid is discriminated against. I'm sorry to break it to you that the only way you create a non-racial South Africa is to allow Zulus to have Zulu schools, to allow the Sothos, where I'm from in the Free State, to have Sotho schools, which is a reality that if you go to a school in the Free State, you are going to find majority of them learning Sesotho home language. Now, what is wrong about white people or the Afrikaner people learning in their own home language? What is the problem with that? This man always contradicts himself so bad. I mean, he clearly hates white people, but he's gonna take all the black kids and put them in the schools with white people. And honestly speaking, me as a South African, I've never seen a black kid apply for a school in a white school and they got rejected on the basis of their skin color. I know so many friends from where I'm from who've went to white schools and they were taught in Afrikaans. Their Afrikaans is proper. You do not need legislation. You do not need legislation to put black kids in white schools. You don't need none of that. It just happens. But if you are going to legislate it, there's something very, very stinky going on behind that. It is not about non-racialism when it comes to Panyaza. Ladies and gentlemen, let me break it to you. I'm sorry. It is about his hate for white people and ensuring that the white culture in South Africa dies out. I mean, how do you say you hate white people so much? These people are settlers. Oh, they stole your land. Oh, they must give back everything. But then you're gonna take all the black kids, want to put them in white schools that were built by Afrikaners, and your black government fails to build proper schools where actually the learners respect the teachers. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to hear what this jigaboo says is his justification for the Bela Bill. And I'm making this video today because I've seen so many protests in South Africa, all across the country, protesting Bela. No, that legislation has to go. It is very divisive and it is not helping anybody in South Africa. So let's go.
It's a very important activity to ensure that there is truly an racial education system, that there's no child who will be denied access to education on the basis that they speak a different language, that all languages will be respected, and that access to education will be available to everyone. That mission.
But it already is, man.
That either discriminate or exclude other people will be a thing of the past. But most importantly, that ECD is now going to be a compulsory entrance to education, which simply means that the foundation will be strengthened, where every child have access to. And this is very important to us. I think this is a point that many people are missing, that as I'm speaking to you today, if you have a child in grade R, I've got and another child is in grade 1, the one that is in grade 1 will have access to school nutrition and scholar transport. The one in grade R, you have to pay for their meal and you have to pay for their transport. So by signing this bill, every child will be equal. So a parent will not be burdened in separating two children that are coming from one family on the basis that the bill was not signed. So we are quite excited. Yes.
What is he saying? What is he saying? Ladies and gentlemen, come on now, man.
A long route, almost 5 to 6 years if I'm not mistaken. There are many things that are still out of this particular bill that we still insist they should have been in, but we accept this as a first step, but we're excited. I think really today is nothing else but a day to celebrate a truly non-racial education system where every child can learn and be taught by every teacher that is available regardless where they are, and that all the resources of the state can be made available to all our children. You know, there are some schools after school when there are other people that speak another language knocks off at school, no one can utilize those facilities. So today our children can play and dance together and learn together. So I'm more than excited. I really believe that the president has taken a brave decision, obviously with the risk of government of national unity, but has taken a very important decision to sign this particular bill, and we're here to witness it and to record it in the history books.
And also, just to provide context, this was when, after President Ramaphosa had signed the Bela Bill into an act. Now it stopped being a bill, it became an act now. Ladies and gents, this man, what is he talking about? What is he saying? There's nobody with a higher IQ than 100 points who can hear what this man is saying. In South Africa, any kid, regardless of legislation, any kid has a right to attend any school, as long as when you get there, you learn in the language that is being taught at school. So if you come to the Free State, you are more likely to learn Sesotho home language. If you go to KZN, you are most likely to learn isiZulu home language. If you go to an African school anywhere in the country, you are more likely to learn in Afrikaans home language. What this man is trying to do with this bill is to eradicate Afrikaans and eradicate the culture. Spirit of discernment, ladies and gentlemen. Good Lord.
Can you please explain why these political parties are here today, especially given that the president has afforded you the opportunity to engage with them when it comes to the Bela Bill?
Well, firstly, it's civil organizations mostly. There's a few political organizations as well. Yesterday, we also had a media conference of 41 organizations saying that Bela should stop. And the big thing is, yes, the president did afford us this. We must remember that Bela was passed before the elections when the ANC had a majority. It is important to show that there is opposition to this legislation. Legislation is supposed to fix a problem, not create a problem. And Bela will create problems. It will take away decision-making powers of parents and communities over their children's education, and that is moving in the wrong direction, and that's why there's people from all walks of life here today saying, stop Bela, give us the right to make decisions over the education of our children.
So just to get you to understand what you're saying, are you unhappy with the entirety of the act or just those two clauses?
Mostly two sections that are a problem. They are the sections that are going to take away decision-making power from school governing bodies.
Even this guy from AfriForum, you shouldn't just be fighting against two clauses, you must be fighting against the whole thing. The whole thing must go. It is not just about parents deciding the education of their children, but also it is about, if Panyaza cares so much about children being able to study everywhere and wherever they like, why is the ANC government, especially in Gauteng, why are they not building as many schools as possible? They don't want to do that. They are not willing to do that because this is not about non-racialism. It is a war against the whites in South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, you must hear me proper.
And also have centralized language policies. We should understand that the Constitution affords every South African the right to education in his or her mother language. Why do we want to change that? It's a constitutional right. We should create schools that have accessibility for all South Africans, not take away that right to access to mother tongue education.
The Deputy Minister of Education was giving an example when she used Marikana as an example, that before in Marikana there used to be isiSotho as the main language that was used in those schools. But right now, a lot of people that have moved into that area are Xhosa-speaking people. So is it not right that the provincial government can intervene in such a situation and allow the school and the provincial government to determine which language can be used?
There's currently, without Bela, there is the consultation process. And a lot of schools have changed to parallel medium, have changed to accommodate. It's never been a problem, and it's not a problem. The problem we have is a lack of schools. We don't have enough schools in South Africa. The big questions that South Africans should ask is why 30 years into democracy, a child can only go to school after grade 4 in either Afrikaans or English. Why is that the case? We have 11 official languages, but still, a child can only go to school in those two languages. Is the problem then with Afrikaans? Is the problem then with English? No. The problem is that the ANC government did not prioritize building schools and creating access to quality education in all official languages. And that is what we need. The reason why we have a high dropout rate, the reason why children are suffering and dropping out, especially from grade 4 onwards when they are forced to go to school in either Afrikaans or English, is because they can't go to school in their mother tongue. It's proven scientifically that you understand work, you understand mathematics, science, and so forth much better when it's taught to you in your mother tongue. You also learn other languages better.
Just quickly, because of this event that is happening today, does this signify that the negotiations with the presidency have broken down? Is that why you are now here in the streets and marching against this?
Not at all, not at all. Solidarity organized this. Solidarity is a union. And any union, from Kusatu to NUMSA, will tell you that whilst you are negotiating, you do utilize other powers of showing your strength. And this is a peaceful event, but it shows solidarity in strengthening our hands in the negotiating rooms.
Thank you so much. That is Mr. Wessels there from the Freedom Front Plus.
One other thing I want to show you, ladies and gentlemen, is how impactful and how big this protest is. And if you look very closely, these are people from all racial groups. There's a black person, there's a white people over here. People from all walks of life over here. Everybody and their mama is there. We must stop the Bela Bill. There's a guy who posted a video. Ooh. Huge numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Huge numbers. Solidarity organized it. VF Plus is there, the DA is there. Everybody and their mama is there. Even Gayton was speaking in Afrikaans, man. This was one of the first times I saw Gayton speaking Afrikaans as a minister in the GNU. But this Bela Bill, it must come to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, your boy is out of here.